34 Senate seats are up for grabs in just 16 days, and a handful of those seats could tip the balance of power in the chamber of the Senate. One critical race is in Maryland, where Democratic candidate Angela Alsobrooks faces former Governor Larry Hogan. A record amount of money has been pouring in from Democrats to defend this seat, and according to new campaign finance reports, Alsobrooks has raised more than $43 million. And Republicans, they aren't far behind, with Hogan raising more than $41 million. That's a lot of money. So joining us now to discuss it all is Prince George's County Executive and Maryland's Democratic candidate for Senate, Angela Alsobrooks.
Well, welcome, Madam County Executive.
Thank
County
you.
Executive,
Good morning.
Prince George's County. It's good to have you back at
Good
the
to
table.
Be here.
So you got 16 days, and as we were talking off air, you can do anything in 16 days.
This is true.
But for you, you've got to finish a race.
Yes.
That I know polling says that there's a large gap between yourself and former Governor Hogan. But you and I are politically smart and astute enough to know that may not necessarily be how the vote turns out. What is your strategy in the next 16 days to solidify your lock on this race, regardless of where the polls are? Because
yes.
You've got internal numbers, you've got other folks and other things that come into play. But voters out there, in large measure, are still weighing both of you for the office of the U.S. Senate.
Yes.
And so that's the final sell, if you will, in the next 16 days.
Oh, it is. It is. You know what? We are in a competitive race.
Right.
And we are sprinting to the finish line. We are reaching out to as many voters as possible. Just over the last few days, we've been all over the state. A number of counties. I've enjoyed being in Talbot County. I've enjoyed for everything from Montgomery to Baltimore to Anne Arundel. We're just everywhere, and we're going to continue that. You know, the voters deserve to hear from me. And I have tried to reach every one of them, and they recognize the stakes of it, that our reproductive freedoms are on the line. They recognize that we are working to make sure that we have gun laws that preserve our children's lives, that gun violence is the #1 killer of our children. Economic opportunity is a huge issue for Marylanders, and I've gone to Marylanders to talk with them where they are about the fact that this race is about the future. It really is. It's about the kind of state and country that we will build for our children and grandchildren. And it's just been really amazing to have the chance to interface with Marylanders, but we're taking nothing for granted. We are fighting for every vote.
Talking about taking nothing for granted, money, of course, another factor in this race. I want to pull this up from the Baltimore Sun. You have raised more than Hogan, but Republicans have another $16 million in their war chest. What is that going to look like in the next 2 weeks?
Well, you know, you're right that the billionaires from outside of Maryland have come into the race, $27 million in negative spending, because they share a goal with former Governor Hogan. They want to earn the majority or to take the majority in the Senate because they have an agenda that I believe is in opposite of the average Marylander, an agenda that is really declared war against the reproductive rights of women. They do not agree. They want the NRA to write gun laws in our country. They hope to benefit big corporations against the middle class and to have tax policies that favor these big corporations. And so they're spending millions and millions of dollars because Larry Hogan is on their team. Marylanders are savvy, I can tell you that, and they understand that having a Senate majority that is led by the Democratic Party is in the best interest of our state and of our country. And I've heard from a number of them that they want to ensure that we maintain the majority in the Senate. And so we'll continue pressing to meet every voter where they are and to make sure that we're communicating the positive vision and message that we have going forward.
Let's talk about some of the ads, Madam County Exec. I live in Washington, D.C., and I'm seeing all the ads. And I'm struck by, for people who are not paying close attention, who have not been paying close attention, but now they're tuning in and they're like, okay, I'm hearing a lot about the presidential, the Senate race is important, all these ads are running. The ads that the Hogan team is running accuse you of misappropriating funds, lying about taxes. I've talked to allies of yours that say the attacks are very disingenuous. It has to do with your grandmother. Can you just clear it up for folks?
Yeah.
Clear up the what's true, what's not true, the property taxes.
Yeah, I mean, these are very misleading ads, again, paid for by these billionaires outside the state who are not only hoping to attack me, but Democrats across the country. I've always paid my taxes. That's the fact of the matter is that. And over 20 years ago, when my grandmother needed to leave her house, I overtook her mortgage, paid her mortgage for her. Never knew that she had a credit on her mortgage because I never applied for one. And when I learned, I paid the mortgage, sold the house 6 years ago, didn't know until recently that she had a credit on the home. And when I found out about it, reached out to the D.C. government to find out the cost of the tax credit, and I paid for it. And, working to pay off the interest. But this won't stop the billionaires who have put up these misleading, horrible ads because Larry Hogan's on their team. And they will do anything to make sure that they're hoping to get the majority in the Senate. And that's really what this is about, is these billionaires who really, along with Larry Hogan, want to empower a caucus with Mitch McConnell, Ted Cruz, Rick Scott, and these others. And Larry Hogan is squarely on their team, and they're spending big bucks to try to help him win the seat.
To get to $43 million, you had to have a couple of billionaires throw in some cash, too, I'm sure. So there is that piece of it. But then the other side...
Well, actually, not so much. You know what? Ours is showing that we have this year, this past quarter, the largest quarter we had, $14 million. That's what I'm proud of. 95%, $200 or less. Marylanders, it was 37,000 Marylanders contributed.
That's good, but there's another 5%. Set that aside. The question, though, you talked about economic development. I'm curious, how do you conversate around the state on economic development when Prince George's County, that's been a struggle for us. Wayne Curry's vision, who was the former county executive, has not been realized to really make our county the centerpiece of economic development, one of the wealthiest black counties in the country. What is the narrative there that when you go around the state and you talk to folks and they look at our county, what do you say about your leadership of the county in the economic development space when we're still lagging behind Montgomery County, Northern Virginia, Anne Arundel County, Howard County?
Yeah, well, actually, you know what? So this is what we know is as county executive, we've actually led the state. I've created more jobs than any county in the state of Maryland as county executive, and we have created more businesses than any county in the state of Maryland. We're a huge economic engine for the state. I'm proud to have attracted the FBI headquarters to Maryland. We'll have the 7,500 jobs, cybersecurity technology. We've also brought $100 million in new investment to the New Carrollton Metro in just the last 2 years. So we are actually leading the state in all of the different indicators, including job creation.
Where's our retail and our
creation.
commercial development, the restaurants, the small business owners, the entrepreneurs that are anchoring development in? I mean, we're opening up these locations, but we're still getting strip mall style restaurants.
Well, that's the reason that it's important for us to have attracted the FBI headquarters from, by the way, we won that against Virginia. That's the reason it's important to have had $100 million in new dollars at the New Carrollton Metro while we're redeveloping Cheverly. Many people remember that one. The old hospital site will now be a huge development site where we're going to be, by the way, 40% of minority business and in local business participation. So we're seeing huge investment in Prince George's County. In fact, $400 million invested near the Blue Line Corridor, which is why Larry Hogan said, I have known many county executives. My father was county executive here, and I have never known a better county executive than Angela also.
You know, I saw that ad. They were, one of the I believe maybe it was Washington Post, wrote about the fact that you and the governor, the former governor, had a good relationship. Yeah. And now this race is just
politics.
It's politics. But I just would note, you know, I hear people in Maryland say, well, people like Larry Hogan, and you have made the case, I've heard you say it, Larry Hogan, it's not about him personally, it's about the Senate. Are you hearing from voters that argument is breaking through?
I am. This is so much bigger than Larry Hogan, and everybody realizes it, that it is not in the best interest of our state or country to have the Republicans in control of the Senate, and they are voting for their children's future. Reproductive freedom, we already know that the Republican Party has declared war on our daughters. My 19-year-old daughter will have fewer rights than her mother or grandmother. We know as well that we want a permanent child tax credit, that we want to continue to cap the out-of-pocket cost of prescription drug medications for people like my aging parents. And so this race is about that. about Social Security, preserving it, making sure we preserve Medicare. And these are all issues that the Democratic Party, through that Inflation Reduction Act and the bipartisan infrastructure bill, have led on. And Marylanders are really savvy. This is so much bigger than Larry Hogan and really bigger than me. It's about the kind of future that we believe that our children deserve, preserving democracy. This is an election that will send us forward. We are not going backwards.
Michael, I'm sorry, but I don't think the Republicans are going to protect reproductive rights and IVF if they get to sit in, honey. That's all I'm going to say.
But Larry Hogan has said that he would. So
but he's going to caucus with the Republicans.
Well, you know, it doesn't matter where he caucuses. It matters how
well, where is Larry Hogan? Because Amanda also came up here and answered the question.
This is the question. We want to thank the county executive for coming on again, and we appreciate you've been here at the table a number of times, and we really do appreciate
you so much for having me.
Thank coming through. We want to mention that we also have invited Governor Hogan to join us here at the table on several times now, and 16 days, baby, tick tock.